Hunter Biden appearing in court today over a child support case involving his 4-year-old daughter, which some hope could shed light on his murky finances.
Meantime, House Ways and Means Committee has cleared the way for a more thorough examination of Hunter Biden's tax returns after an IRS whistleblower has alleged political interference in the investigation of Hunter's finances.
For more, let's bring in the chairman of that committee, Congressman Jason Smith. Congressman, good to see you. And I know that you're going to do an investigation on Hunter Biden's taxes, how much he made, and good on your committee. But it's really hard to do that work out of Congress. It should be done by the FBI and the DOJ. Are you shocked that you might actually get to the bottom of Hunter's finances from a family court judge?
Let me just say that the court case that's going on right now in Batesville, Arkansas, is just a side case. Probably the information that's going to come out of that lawsuit is going to look into Hunter Biden's shady business dealings, his potential influence peddling. You're going to probably see how much that artwork was actually for. So there's different things that is going to have to be looked at in that case to actually calculate the monthly child support, because you have to have the true earnings. But the true earnings also needs to be reported properly with the IRS.
We found out today from Hunter Biden's own attorneys that he has already paid $750,000 in child support, $20,000 a month. But his lawyers crying hard time saying that, oh, he slept on a cot when he was in Ireland with his daddy.
Well, I'll tell you, with the reports of the contracts that he received from companies in Ukraine and other foreign nations, $20,000 a month doesn't appear to be that much compared to what he's been paid. So I think that's what this case is going to figure out exactly, if he's up to par in providing for his 4-year-old daughter that he refuses to accept.
Right.
Hopefully through this family court and through your committee, Jason, you'll be able to get to the bottom of his finances, and does it lead to Joe Biden? But I want to move on because Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was dodging questions from Fox News' Benjamin Hall about his role in crafting a letter to discredit the story on Hunter Biden's laptop. Listen to this.
I want to ask about the letter that was written concerning Hunter Biden's laptop that said it was, Russian disinformation. Can you explain what your role was in that and if you incentivized it?
Well, first, one of the great benefits of this job is that I don't do politics and don't engage in it. But with regard to that letter, I didn't wasn't my idea, didn't ask for it, didn't solicit it, and I think the testimony that the former Deputy Director of the CIA, Mike Morrell, put forward confirms that.
Congressman, it's interesting. He says, I don't do politics in this job, but he actually advocated for the letter when he wasn't in politics. Joe Biden wasn't elected yet as they're advocating for the letter to discredit the now, what we know, true laptop from Hunter Biden.
It's amazing the shady dealings that you've seen with everyone in this administration, from the president on down. Of course, he wasn't the secretary at that time, but maybe that's what he was. Maybe that's what he got from his great work on hiding the Hunter Biden story 2 weeks before a very important presidential election that probably had a big outcome to it.
Right, and Mike Morrell in the testimony said that the call triggered the letter. That's what the testimony says, that what kicked off the letter and set in motion was that call. So semantics game. Before we go, President Biden has invited all 4 congressional leaders to a meeting to talk debt ceiling. Yet Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer won't even consider the House GOP's bill to raise the limit. Listen to this.
Sadly, if the hard right continues running the show in the House, the dangers of a first-ever default will keep growing. Our Senate committees will do what House Republicans would not do: hold hearings to expose the damage that the cuts contained in the Default on America Act would cause to everyday American families.
Congressman, the meeting is May 9th, and it's Speaker McCarthy, Jeffries, Schumer, and McConnell will be at the meeting. But this bill, this debt ceiling bill, is already passed by the Republicans out of the House. Why does Jeffries need to be there?
Let me tell you, if you just look at the reckless behavior of Chuck Schumer, Senate Democrats, and President Biden, they need to come to the table and figure out a way to look at our fiscal crisis, but also to increase a debt limit. The House Republicans is the only chamber that has raised the debt limit. The Senate Democrats cannot even pass what President Biden has been asking for in a clean debt limit. Senator Manchin and so many others won't vote for it. You have to have 60 votes. They need to come to the table to start negotiating. If Chuck Schumer could pass a clean, blank check debt limit, he would have already done it, but he can't because he doesn't have the votes. Come to the table, negotiate with Speaker McCarthy and House Republicans.
It's a good point. He doesn't want to take up the House bill that you all passed, but he doesn't have a bill himself that he can respond with. He just wants to complain about what you have done. This is pure politics. Jason Smith, thanks for joining us. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, sir.